be out of here. It's, ignore my face and hair. It's 6:04. I decided to get up and leave early because the dunes were full of people yesterday, and I wanted to beat the crowds. So let's go. Morning. 23 minutes. We'll arrive at 6:35 to the gates. So pretty excited. The way that the sun comes up over the mountain, hits all the low stuff first. Then as I was hiking in, you could just watch it as it slowly illuminates the sand dunes. It's pretty awesome. That is pretty deceptively difficult, to be honest. It's like a Stairmaster, kind of like one step up, half a step down, sliding through. You're like trudging through peanut butter. So I'm gonna keep going though. That is where we came in. Super pretty. Every time I get to the top of a dune, I start looking at the next highest one. And I'm looking at this. I'm kind of wondering if I go up there or if that's pushing a little too far. Alright, well, I think we're done. I have this much water, and this bottle honestly was a partial when I started, and so I'm gonna stop. But this this is awesome. This is really cool hiking. So I don't know if I come back or not, but this view. So probably sit here and hang out for a second and then hike in. So apparently the sand dunes formed because glaciers melted and shit tons of rivers and lake systems poured into that valley. Actually like a little bit south of where the dunes are now. But like over thousands of years, multiple different glacial melts just poured rivers and streams through that area. And so then all the rivers and streams carried a bunch of sand and sediment. And it all piled up there. And then you have wind coming over the mountains from the north, and then wind coming out of the valley from the south. And it's just piled all the sand from all the centuries and centuries and centuries and thousands of years of glacial melts and rivers and creeks running through there. And there still is two creeks that drain into there. Apparently in late May, early June, the snow melt from the mountains has like creeks that like run along this bottom of the dunes. So we did miss that, but awesome, freaking awesome. I think we're gonna go look at Zapatta Falls, and then we might hike back out into the dunes later tonight with like water and stuff. So we're on a drive to something called like Bluff Overlook. I don't know. It was like 30 minutes away from the dunes, and I just wasn't quite ready to go and start setting up camp and stuff for the night. So driving to an overlook spot. Not really sure what to expect, but we're on the classic dirt roads, which told me anything. It's that dirt roads are a green flag. So, well, 10-ish minutes down some dirt roads, and we're the only ones, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Some really old signs that are kind of faded to beyond the ability to read them, but tons of ducks and stuff down there. It's just crazy. Only person here too, that's wild. It's just cool, like every direction you look is just beautiful. Well, I've just been sitting here for the better part of an hour. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, no one showed up. No one has pulled in. So, really glad I found this spot. It's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome view. So, I'll definitely save this location because I think I'm only like 2.5, maybe 3 hours away from Philmont. So, might have to come back here. This is pretty awesome. I was really hesitant to make that drive because it's like we're like 45 minutes away from camp, so it was literally 35 minutes out of my way. But I'm so glad I did. That was awesome. Sitting on the dunes this morning. I sat on the dune for probably 45 minutes at the top of that dune that I got to, which, by the way, those are the tallest dunes in North America. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But sitting up there for like maybe almost an hour this morning, I put my earbuds in, listened to a song, and that was just magical. And then just sitting out there and hanging out and everything. I'm really, really glad I did that. But we have a really scenic dirt road drive back, and when we get back, we'll set up camp. So I decided to hike out and see the sunset from the dunes after all. Realized there was no shower house, so brought a full bottle of water this time. Hopefully the clouds clear and give us an epic sunset tonight. That would be nice. Fingers crossed. I would pretty much say at this point that the road trip down is over. Tomorrow morning I need to leave, packed up and leaving by 9 to get to Philmont for check-in. Tent set up there. We're gonna have a shower and eat some food, but don't see much else too eventful happening. So that's it. This is one of the coolest things I've ever done, and I can't wait to do it again in 4 months for the return trip. I am very much so looking forward to it. So this cooler, by the way, did awesome. It's still got ice in it. Ice, wasn't total summer heat, but that's not bad. That's pretty freaking good. But yeah, no, this has been awesome, and this is an awesome way to end it. And I've just been buzzing ever since the bluffs. The bluffs were awesome, and yeah, just really happy, really satisfied. So excited to start the scary tomorrow, and get checked in and start my new job, my 4-month contract. So I look forward to it. This has been awesome, and I'm really glad I documented it. And to be honest, at some point, I realized that this was for me more than it was for anybody at home. And so there's going to be a lot of videos where it's me repeating myself. And there's going to be a lot of videos that maybe aren't that exciting for you guys. And that's okay. Because at a certain point, I decided a lot of this was just for me to be able to look back on. So, yeah. We're hunkered down in the truck right now because it's a little windy. And I didn't want a bunch of wind on the recording. But I think that's it. I might grab some pictures of, the sun going down and stuff over the dunes. But I don't really plan on leaving the campsite tonight. I don't really plan on hiking out to the dunes to see that sunset, but I might. I really just plan on kind of showering and packing up and making sure I'm in tip-top shape tomorrow morning for check-in. So it's been an awesome trip, and it's really cool that I was able to virtually take everybody with me. If you genuinely did watch and follow along, I hope it wasn't too painful, and thanks for joining me. I'll probably post some while I'm down there. I'm hoping to take some weekend trips and stuff over the next 4 months and to get out in backcountry and explore as much as I can. I'm just not sure how much that'll be. But either way, without a shadow of a doubt, in 4 months we're going hard again. This was fun. This was honestly one of my favorite experiences I've ever had. So yeah.